Greetings. I am Sandeep Krishnamurthy. I am the director of the School of Business at the University of Washington's Bothell campus. I am delighted to be with you today by video to congratulate you on the conclave being organized by KIIMS in Odisha. I want to congratulate Dr. Baral for inviting me to speak at this event. It is really quite a pleasure for me to interact with you in this audience. I also wanted to take a moment to thank Debadatta Dash, who is the founder of the WasiTrack initiative. This is an initiative that has been developed to create greater trade relations between Washington State and India. And it was through his efforts that I came to even know Dr. Baral. So I'm just delighted that we are collaborating and create a partnership with KIIMS, and that this is going to lead to better education for all the students in the audience. I also understand that there are some representatives from the Ministry of Human Resources. I want to thank you for being here. I think it's wonderful that you're making this commitment to this conclave. This is a wonderful start to truly globalizing the education in business schools in India. I grew up in India. I grew up in a small town in southern India called Ramachandrapuram. It's quite a mouthful. My dad worked for a public sector company called BHEL. Many of you know this company. They make turbines, they make power generating equipment for companies all over the world. My dad worked for the same company for 45 years. He wore a gray uniform to work. He came back and then he went back to work the next day. It was pretty much the same job for decades. He worked in a company where he didn't have the opportunities that I see today in India. India today is part of a global economic system. Globalization has come to India. Today, the opportunities that people have in India are not what my generation had, not what my dad's generation had. Today, people can be entrepreneurs in India and affect the whole world. I know many such entrepreneurs and they are doing great. They are participating in all kinds of industries, and they are partnering with companies in Europe, in Asia, in Australia, in America, and they're having an impact on the world. This is opportunity that has now come to us in India as a result of globalization. So the theme for this conclave is global entrepreneurship. And I wanted to take this moment to encourage everybody in the audience to start thinking about how do you become a global entrepreneur. I have been reading various books, articles on this subject, and what I have learned is that it comes down to three things. If you want to be a global entrepreneur, there are three things you need to think about. What are those three things? The first one is motivation. The second one is ability. The third one is opportunity. So let us take this one thing at a time. The first thing is, if you want to be a global entrepreneur, you have to have the motivation. Where does motivation come from? You can look around in the world around you and start looking for problems that have to be solved. For example, you are probably living in a community where the quality of the water is not great. You can think about, is there a technology that makes the water cleaner, that will increase the quality of life for consumers, for your parents, for your friends, for your families, for people in your neighborhood? Somebody has got to do that. Why can't it be you? Why can't it be you creating this company that is going to have a positive impact on the lives of people in your neighborhood, in your community, in your city? You can look at other companies in your region and see what they're doing badly. So for example, there might be a company that you know very well and you say, they're solving this problem in such a bad way. I can think of a way of solving this problem much better. That's fantastic. So motivation can come to us from so many directions. We just have to be aware and we have to open our minds to the possibilities and the potential of ideas that come to us from everything that surrounds us. In addition to the problems that can be solved, A lot of times, what people lack is confidence. I meet young people from India and they tell me, we are not in America, we are not in Europe. We can't start companies that change the world. I tell them, you're absolutely wrong. You can start the company that is going to become the next multinational that is going to have a global impact. There is absolutely nothing stopping you. The only thing that is stopping you is your fear and self-doubt. So part of motivation is achieving the confidence and erasing the self-doubt that is going to enable you to say, I'm going to take that first step. And you know what? There might be people around you who are not comfortable with this. You might have, your family, your parents, there are people in your extended community. They're going to tell you, what are you doing? Why don't you take a stable job and try to make a salary? Why is it you're trying to start a company? You have to look inside yourself and say, do you have confidence in your idea? And if you have confidence in your idea, that will give you the motivation to get started. So first, you need to start thinking about, what is my big idea? How is it that I'm going to solve a big problem? And can I make money doing this? I think a lot of us growing up in India, we have a very interesting relationship with money. We have to start embracing the idea that it's okay to make money, that it's okay to make a lot of money, that it's not just business people or industrialists, some far off people who can make money. Part of globalization is anyone can start a company, and if that company has a product or service that is offering value to its customers, then anyone can make money. It is as simple as that. So I think that is something that many entrepreneurs in India have to decide for themselves, is are they comfortable with the idea of becoming a wealthy industrialist? And if that answer is yes for you, you will absolutely have no problems moving ahead. One of the nice things about earning money is you can help others. You can help others through philanthropy. You can help others by encouraging them to become entrepreneurs. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with being successful. So you have to convince yourself that, hey, I have an idea. This idea is good, and now I have the confidence to launch. The second thing after motivation is ability, right? So when it comes to ability, that is why you're in school. That is why you're in a business school. You are probably earning an MBA. You are probably earning a Master's of Management. There are probably faculty members in this audience who have the knowledge that they can pass on to you. They can tell you, how do you write a marketing plan? How do you get that first customer to buy your product? How do you negotiate with a partner on the financial terms? How do you really start looking at an income statement? These are issues that require acquiring knowledge. So you can acquire knowledge by going through an educational institution in India or elsewhere, but certainly going through an educational institution in India where you get an education, and that education is going to start help you with gain the ability to actually execute. So a lot of times entrepreneurs have good ideas, but they don't know how to execute, right? So how do you set the price for a product? Simple question, right? How do you set the price for a product? I know a lot of entrepreneurs who are completely focused on the cost of the product. So they say, look, this product costs me, 500 rupees to make, so I'm going to sell it at 600 rupees. Absolutely wrong. This is the wrong way to think about pricing a product. So if you went to business school and you took a marketing course, you would realize that when we have to set the price of a product, in addition to cost, yes, you have to look at the cost, but that is not the only consideration. You have to look at two other factors. One is your consumers. How much are they willing to pay for this product? Do they care for this so much that they're willing to pay 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, more than that? If that's the case, you have to learn about that and you have to pay attention to that. The second thing you have to pay attention to is your competitor. How much is a competitor charging? If you think that you can come in without knowing what your competitor is choosing for price, you're sadly mistaken. You're going to end up in a situation where you are going to be either overpriced or underpriced. Both of them are problems. If you're overpriced, everybody is going to buy the competition's products. They will not buy your problems. They will not buy your products. If you're underpriced, what's going to happen is they will buy your products, but you won't make money. This is a simple example that I'm giving you to tell you that before you actually become an actual entrepreneur where you're starting a company, make sure you've done your homework. Make sure you've acquired the ability that is necessary in order for you to be successful. And yes, going to business school helps. In addition to that, today you will find a treasure of knowledge on the internet. You can go on the internet and you can do research. How do you set price for a product? And you will find that there are many interesting answers to this question that is available from not just your university, but from universities all across the world. Isn't that amazing? You can just go on the web and you can improve your ability to become an entrepreneur. So first we talked about motivation. Second, we talked about ability. The third thing is opportunity, right? Now you have the motivation. You want to go ahead and jump and you want to start a business. You have worked hard. You've got all the ability. And now you have to start figuring out, okay, opportunities. Well, it turns out in order to launch, you're going to need a few things, right? You will have to have someone finance you. You will need a venture capitalist. You will need an angel investor to come in and fund your company. Where do you find these people? Guess what? There's a huge venture capital community in India now. You just have to go on the internet, start searching for venture capitalists in India. You will have to work hard and you will have to go in front of these venture capitalists and you will have to make a presentation and say, this is my idea. This is what I'm trying to solve. This is why you should believe in me, because I have worked hard to acquire the ability to be successful. And guess what? They will give you money. They will give you money to start your company. You can have the opportunity that you seek, but you will have to do it the right way. You will have to find out who are the people who really like to encourage entrepreneurs to be successful. And once you find these people, you will have to contact them. You will have to make an appointment. Yes, you may have to spend some money, but you will have to go and make an effective presentation and handle their questions. The venture capitalists are going to become your partners. They will give you money, but they want to also have some control over your company. They may tell you, for example, that, hey, you have to move from your city to where I have my office because I want to keep an eye on you and what you're doing. This is something that is wonderful and it's very standard. So you will have some surprises along the way, but at the end of the day, you will have to grab the opportunity that comes to you, right? And once you do this, you will see that the sky is the limit. So if you have the motivation, and that is where everything starts. If you have a lot of self-doubt, oh, I can't do this. Can I really be an entrepreneur? Can I really be successful? I have an idea, but I don't have confidence. If that is who you are, you will never become an entrepreneur. But once you overcome these hurdles and you start by saying, okay, I'm confident, I have an idea. The logic of this idea makes a lot of sense to me. That's why I'm moving forward. Wonderful. Now you have the motivation. Second, ability. Have you acquired the business knowledge that you need to have in order to be successful when you launch your company? If you don't want to do the hard work to do that, I can assure you, you will fail. Even if you convince somebody to give you money and start your company, you will fail because you will make mistakes that you could have easily rectified if you had taken the trouble to acquire the knowledge. And finally, opportunity. Yes, there are opportunities in India. There are many people interested in supporting global entrepreneurs, and these people there's a lot of money right now, and these people want to invest in you. They want to find the people who have the smart ideas, who are going to create the next billion-dollar company. And when you put all these three things together, I see absolutely nothing that is stopping you from becoming a global entrepreneur. So at the end of the day, the world is flat. And what that means to all of us is great ideas can come from anywhere. There is no one office of great ideas in a government office somewhere. There is no one company that has a monopoly in all great ideas. The next great idea for a next big company can come from you. Why not? And it's just a matter of you saying, do I have the motivation? Do I have the ability? Am I going to grab the opportunities? So with that, I want to conclude my talk. I want to thank all of you for patiently listening to my talk. I apologize for not being there in person, but at least I'm very happy that I could share my thoughts with you over video. You can ask Dr. Baral for my contact information. Let me also just give you my email address if any of you want to email me. And what I want to hear from you is, yes, I'm ready to become an entrepreneur. If you are ready to say that, here's my address. It's Sandeep, SANDEEP, at u.washington.edu. And Washington is fully spelled out. So Sandeep at u.washington.edu. Please share me your thoughts, your dreams, your aspirations, and I wish you the very best. Thank you.